I'm retrying this video. I just shot it a couple times, but it was kind of long, and I know a lot of people are not going to want to sit for 10 minutes just listening to me talk. I probably wouldn't either. But I just want to talk about the fact that a lot of people are asking, wasn't this car previously twin turboed? Yes, it was previously twin turboed. Why is it previously twin turboed? Because one, the turbo kit was not done right. All the components were cheap. The turbos were cheap. The oil feed lines were cheap. Nothing was routed properly. The turbo system, it could work. Like the engine wouldn't. The engine was done because the car was being driven twin turbo, not by me, the previous owner, because I got it. It was bad. The engine was being driven twin turboed with just the Harley self tuning itself, and that's not a tune. That's just it not roasting everything and what do you call it? Flooding the engine with gas. That's not like a tune. That I don't know, but yeah. So pretty much you'd have to replace every VA band. You'd have to replace the turbos. You'd have to put a sump. You'd need to take all the header wrap off and go through that whole exhaust thing to make sure that there was no boost leaks. You'd have to go through the intake system, same deal, make sure there was no boost leaks. It would take a lot, and now just getting the turbo system right with decent turbos and the sump and everything like that, that'll be easily $5,000. So that's $5,000. The engine had to be replaced regardless. So if I did the same aluminum 5.7, but with things for boost, that'll be maybe another $1,000 on top of what I spent. So that'll be another $5,000. That's $10,000 extra on top of what I am into it right now. Then you'd also have to do brakes, better suspension, diff, the diff setup, so that means axles and everything like that, and reinforcing the diff. And then I don't know what else you would need, but miscellaneous, another grand, or let's say another 2,000. So that's 2,000, then 2,000 for brakes, then 2,500 for axles, and then what else did I say? Something else, but I'm pretty sure it was another $2,500. So that's another $10,000. I'd be in total anywhere between $15,000 and $20,000 more than what I'm into it right now, which is about 15,000. So that means I would be about 35,000 into the car, and that's not with nice wheels. That's not with nice paint. That's not with. Oh yeah, suspension was the thing that I forgot. But and yes, $2,500 for better suspension. That's not with nice wheels. That's not with nice paint. That's not with the actual over fenders, because I would not be running fender flares. That's not with any more carbon arrows. So that means I'd still need carbon side skirts, carbon front lip, carbon wing, carbon diffuser, carbon hood. Either that, or instead of the front over fenders, like DTM carbon fenders. Like, it would need a lot. You'd ultimately be 45,000 into a twin turbo LS E36 done right the way I want. Would I like to do that? Eventually. Right now, I have no business with a $40,000 to $50,000 E36 build that I could never sell for anywhere close, because once you spend that 40 to 50 grand, the car is worth 25, 30. That's the antithesis of a good investment. So I would not do that. That's the kind of thing that I would do way down the line once I have money that I could just screw off, and YouTube is paying me, and Instagram is paying me, and companies are sponsored. Like, it would have to make sense for me to do something like that. So right now, absolutely not. And don't let anybody tell you can build like a twin turbo LS anything for 10. No, lie. Unless you're doing everything yourself, even if you are doing everything yourself, you're stretching it. So no, not cheap. Especially the way I want things to be done, because like I would want the Z06 brakes. I would want at least like I would most likely bag the car, if not some like Fortunato 500 with like the height lifting bag on top of it, like the air piston. Um, I want like the actual carbon aero. I'd want bracing on the car. I want nice axles, everything like that. Absolutely not. Not right now. So yeah, like even these seats and stuff like that, these seats are cheap. I would not want these seats in that build. I'd want like some uh like the red carbon Kevlar sparkles. So like the back is that yellow carbon Kevlar and the front is like that red, like a burgundy-ish red leather. That's the kind of seat I would want, and that's what, 3 grand, 3,200 for the set. Like nothing in a build like that. If I'm doing all of that to the engine and drivetrain setup, I want the rest of the car to be just like that. So not happening. These seats in the build that I have now would be perfect because they're decent seats, look good, carbon, sporty, suit the car. But these seats in the build that I'm talking about right now, if I were to keep the twin turbo setup and do it right, not do it so it works, do it right, this will not be it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to let you guys know why the twin turbo setup is not on the car, and not to let anybody tell you that doing these things are cheap unless you're doing all the labor yourself, even though it's not cheap unless you're doing everything yourself, maybe besides not the tuning. But if you're doing the fab and getting the work done and stuff like that yourself, it is not cheap. Because most shops are not going to charge you only $100 for labor like I paid. Most shops are going to be charging you $125, $130, $140, $150, $175, $200 because a lot of that stuff is custom. So, yeah, think about it. If a build takes you 100 hours and they're charging $150, that's 15 grand in labor, not parts. Think about that. So yeah, thanks for watching, like, comment, and subscribe. And don't believe the hype of these people who are on here telling you that they did it for 10, 15 grand for a twin turbo, unless this, that, not happening.